You can see where we've polished up the colour now. It's like a creamier, slightly dirtier colour over here. So this is back to the true colour. And because we 240, 800 and polish this, that's what we're going to blend. When we finish our gel repairs, we're going to 240, 800 and polish them. So this is the colour we're going to get back to. So this is the colour we want to match, so it all blends in around these corners. So it's not too far off white, this colour, so we're going to get our standard colours out to match it. You've got your black, your middle buff, yellow and red. And it's probably going to be a small drop of those to get us here now. So we start with some Scott Barter 337. All we do is put a little tiny dot on there. You can see it's the wrong shade of white. This far apart they look pretty similar, but you put your little dot on there and straight away you can see it's not. You put a swipe through the middle, you can see it separates kind of white, cream, white. So first thing you do, small drops. So if you're doing it for your first time, you literally want to put the tiniest of drop in and mix that in. Where we've done this quite a lot, I'm going to put a bit more than that just because I'm quite confident it's going to take a few drops. Good mix, so it's important every time, really mix around the side. Make sure you're getting all the stuff, all the pigment right in there. And again, another little tiny dot. Again, it still needs to be, it's darker as well, so it could be darker and cream. So this time I want to put a bit of black in at the same time. But again, if it's your first time, probably start off just adding one colour at a time. Keep going in your lines and you can see if you're getting better like this. If it starts to get worse, you're going to probably add a load more white in to get back to maybe 3 dots ago, and then try and work out where you went wrong. Did it go too pink, too yellow? And then you can backtrack a little bit. If it does go a little bit pink, you can add a little bit of green in there, and that kind of takes the pinky tinge out. And likewise, when it goes a little bit black, you put a bit more yellow in, and it will take the blackness out. But obviously it's too dark by adding those two colours, so then you need to put white in as well. So it just takes practice, really. It's not something you pick up overnight. You just need to kind of persist, and the more you do it, the better at it you get. But the most important thing, I think, is just go small colours, small dots every time. So it's better than the first one, but it still needs to be darker and a bit dirtier. Be careful when you mix it as well that you don't get it all in the stick. So you think you've mixed your colour, and then you put your next load in and there's a load left on the stick, and then when you mix that batch, you end up with twice the amount of pigment you needed in there. So we're getting there. I'd say this looks a little bit pinkier than that now, so I'll try a bit of red. But again, red and yellow are extremely strong and still light, so really careful when you're putting these colours in. Once you've been doing this a few years, it's probably say a 5 or 10 minute job. But realistically, if it's your first time, you need to be allowing 30 minutes for this. Getting closer, more pink. As you start getting closer, you need to start spreading them out a little bit more, because when you're looking at them, you're looking at a raised lump, and the light catches that, so you see the strip lights are reflecting, and the sunlight's the same on the high bits, and the low bits look dark. So although that dot's the same colour, you've got light, dark, light, dark, light, dark. So it kind of throws your eye a little bit. So once you do start getting a little bit closer, what's best to do is put it a little bit in a bit more space. If you get a plastic spreader, kind of spreader it out, feather it back onto the job, you can see that's starting to look a lot better now. So you take away all these light and dark bits, and then you're left with the actual natural colour blending in there. So it still needs a tiny bit of, I think I'm going to go black and red, small amounts now. As you are getting closer as well, you make your colour tester, these swabs, a little bit bigger. Because I say, when you need them small when you're trying to see where you're going, but once you're starting to get close, you don't want to look at it in that big, you want to look at it on this size. That's looking pretty good. I still think it needs a tad more pink and a touch of yellow, but again the yellow is super strong, so we're going to be really careful with that one. Even that dot of yellow I put in there, because it's such a strong colour, I'm going to take a bit of that out. Just use your finger to get rid of that, because suddenly the whole pot will go yellow, and then you find yourself having to put a bit of black in to try and take the yellowness out, and then white in to take the black out, and yeah, you end up chasing yourself then. So keep them small. Again, keep cleaning the pot every time you go around. Really make sure you're getting all the colours mixed in. That there looks pretty good from here. So we've got a fairly big repair to do. We're going to repair all around the barrel, but there is also a little chip on the back corner. Because I'm waiting on the fiberglass to go off anyway, and I want to let it cure, give it plenty of time. What I'll do, I'll use this colour now, and I'll gel that little chip up on the corner, because it's only small, and then I can have a rub and polish that tomorrow, and that'll give me a, because sometimes it's still hard to see exactly what you got there. So with when it's rubbed and polished, you can see exactly how it's going to look. So that's my plan now. Do a little chip of that colour, and then tomorrow when I kind of gel everything up, and I'll be 100% happy that we've got the right mix. This is the corner we've chosen to do our gel tester on. So as you can see, there's a little repair there, some thin gel and a chip. So what I do, I use the colour I've made up now, which I think is good. and I'll gel that corner. If it needs tweaking slightly, then I can either lighten it or darken it for the bigger stuff, and it will go in just perfect then. So here you can see the corners finished. The gel tester is fine. Look around, we end up gelling all that corner because there was some thin gel around here, and there was a chip on this corner here, and bits and bobs. So yeah, you can see there we're happy with the colour, so we're going to carry on now and do the main repairs.